This episode of TRS is brought to you by the Thunderbolt by HTC from Verizon, the only phone that can harness the power of 4G LTE. Today on TRS, we sit down and talk about what else is on our radar this week.
We are back for On My Radar. This is where we like to talk about the things that maybe don't fit squarely into the structure of what we're reviewing week to week and stuff like that. Daniel Trachtenberg, what, sir, is on your radar this week?
I'll tell you what's on my radar.
I'm excited.
Last night, I watched a movie I know many of you have seen because it was on Netflix instant streaming, and that is Batman Under the Red Hood. I also hope... I know that our older watchers, and I know Jeff has seen this as well, so I'm certainly curious what you thought of it. I'm pretty sure you loved it because it's freaking awesome.
Because you're awesome and it's awesome.
What's really awesome is how amazing Batman the Animated Series was growing up. Yeah. And that is sadly no longer on the air. And our younger viewers would love that show if it were still on the air. But lucky for you, you have this pretty kick-ass 90-minute flick that is awesome. It is the opposite of the Nolanverse Batman. It's got Batman and Robin, and it's like traditional Batman and Robin, and Nightwing. Nightwing, I believe, voiced by Neil Patrick Harris.
Indeed.
Nice.
But it is like, first of all, the action sequences are awesome. Like physically, the acrobatics. It's funny how like you would have thought that parkour-y stuff is only cool in live action in reality because it's like, wow, they're really doing it. Like that's what's exciting.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually awesome to see those movements happen. There's so many cool ideas within the action sequences. It's a really fun, simple story. I'm sure, I believe it is related to an actual Batman storyline from way back, right? So it's legit, dude.
I'm gonna have to watch it. DC's been doing a lot of these animated movies and very successfully.
And if you go with the actual Blu-ray instead of the streaming version, you will get several episodes of Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, really?
Handpicked as best episodes.
Which ones were on there?
Who's Tim? I don't know. They all blur together because there's so many of those DC animated things that I've seen and reviewed. Each of them has selected Batman Animated Series ones, but they're all like the best of the best.
I love that animated series.
The other thing is, do you know it's written by Judd Winnick?
Yes.
Who you would know as Judd from the the Real World,
Pedro and me.
but is a comic book writer, and so I mean it's got its bona fides.
Yeah,
that's cool.
For sure.
So
Bruce, you mentioned Bruce Timm, the guy who produced the original Batman animated series.
Right.
Is he a comic book guy also, or is it just?
Not so much, but he's like in charge of all of the DC animated properties.
Yeah,
that's epic, so I'll have to check that out.
Oh, it's a must. It's a must.
Yeah, that's on Dan's radar.
The one weird thing about that though, Mark Hamill does not play the Joker. It's a
that is weird.
very different sounding Joker, very gravelly and not Mark Hamill at all.
It's not even Mark Hamill that's the
Hamill's
issue.
great.
It's more what the last part you said, where it's like it's a deep voiced, like he could be
he's
heavy.
not fun.
Yeah. It's not silly and fun. Yeah.
So Jeff, what is on your radar?
Well, it's a television show that we've talked about on the show a few times, but I want to re-hit it because the second season, I just caught up on the second season of Justified on FX, and it's even better than the first season. It's so great, and a lot of the things that we talked about being bummed about in the first season as far as not really being that one story over the course of a season.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. It still has cases that he works on week to week a little bit, but it's much more like The Shield, best show ever, where there'll be these cases that come up in an episode that are sort of just in that episode, but it's not really Monster of the Week. It's much more concerned with what's happening overall. And speaking of The Shield, Walton Goggins is so awesome, and he's still awesome in this show, and he has a much bigger role this season than he did last season. and I'm
He was
such an
supposed to
Ola
be killed off
fan.
in the first episode of the whole series, and then they were like, "Well, this guy's amazing. We need to keep him."
So good.
And they've, I think, just sort of built up that character. It's smart.
And it really is a Western. There's an actress who is actually in Win Win, also, that we reviewed yesterday, or day before yesterday.
The mother?
The mother.
Interesting.
No. Well, the mother
Yeah.
on Justified, but she played the attorney on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
And character actress.
So great. She's
Yeah.
so great, and she's just knocking it out of the park in Justified season
Yeah.
2. If you should catch up on it if you're not watching it. It's so good.
Amazing. Mine's actually going to be a quick sort of comeback to something. I've been replaying Torchlight, the sort of classic dungeon crawler, except now I've been playing it on the Xbox 360 on Xbox Live. This game was designed for a console. It screams on a console. It's way easier to get into on a console because you don't have to sort of go, why can't I move the camera? You're like, oh God, I can't move the camera, thank you. There's so many more, I mean, it really is sort of a shooter. More so,
Well, it's
you know.
interesting that you say that because it's basically Diablo.
It is
And
basically
Diablo has
Diablo.
never been on any console. Well, that's not true, but basically.
Basically.
I think there was a crappy version of Diablo that was on the SNES at one point, but
Yeah, but it really is, it's really a shooter. I mean, it's funny. I'm, jamming on my shoot button while I'm running around.
So do you think Diablo 3 would work really well on a console?
I don't know. I think the thing with this game is that I'm using less skills. Like I have a normal shot and then my special. But even as I level, I'm just leveling that one special. So it's not, I feel like Diablo is more the sort of like, though it is action, you're still sort of choosing moment to moment which spells I should do. There's more of a cooldown issue. This game, it's like you press the button and it goes until you're out of mana. You know what I mean? At least for the way that I'm playing it.
I've been playing it as well and loving it, and I agree with you. It's a very interesting point how you would think that you'd be missing having a mouse and keyboard. Usually when it goes the other way, it's like, oh, well, I can't click on, especially with a game with any sort of role-playing aspect.
Yep.
I need to click on things to like figure it out and work.
Hover over stuff to see the stats.
Yeah, you don't miss it at all.
Yeah, they figured out
It
really how to
completely
lock that
works.
stuff in. Yeah, it's really great, and it just goes to show, this game is like a class. It's like if you strip out all the sort of fanciness of any dungeon crawler, and you just go, look, the story is there's a town on top of multi-level dungeon, and you're just gonna go to the town and the town people. I mean, small town, it's like a block. You know what I mean?
It's Diablo. I mean,
Yeah,
it is-
but at least
it's a
Diablo.
hamlet.
But Diablo has more of that like scope. Like you're traveling to a different
the
city.
first one
you're
it didn't.
Well, true, but I mean, you look at Diablo 3 and stuff like that. But with this, it's like it is cut down bare bones. But everything is so successful. Even the sounds of a critical hit, joy to be heard. You know what I mean? Even the like, you've found a quest or you've started a quest or whatever. I mean, it's like. Everything just sort of leads you by the hand, but it's also so much fun, and it's really a deep game. You can play it on hardcore mode, so that you're sort of at permadeath, which I tried on the PC. I'm
did?
excited to try on the Xbox.
I saw David Ellis has played it
Yeah.
on hardcore, and I was like, oh.
I've actually not died yet. I'm on level 17, so I was like,
Wow.
well, it's too bad it wasn't. Although I would be a lot less
retroactively
Yeah.
It's
But
cool that
it's great.
And also on Xbox, with your game, like I can see.
See what you're up to. Yeah.
It's
You can actually inspect your friends as well, I believe. Oh. Yeah, like you can see their.
the
Very excited
The
about
art style
co-op on
works so
this.
well.
Yeah.
With the loot whoring that basically you do
Yeah.
in those kinds of games.
Yeah.
It works so well because all the items look so neat on your little animated guy.
Oh,
You know,
totally.
it really is very satisfying when you
Yeah.
get something super cool.
And it makes
there a
me
co-op?
really
You
excited
said-
for the
second
second one, which is going to be coming out at some point in the future, to have co-op. But also, I'm hoping that they realize, I'm hoping that it's successful on the Xbox Live Arcade, and that they go, well, hey, maybe we should do a concurrent launch Xbox Live Arcade with the PC,
I think that's
which
a pretty
would
safe
be
bet.
great.
It's crazy that it's an Xbox Live arcade game.
Yeah.
Like I was like, do I have to save it? No, it's just because it's all, the arcade games are like all simplified and like,
Yeah.
it's like, wow, it's just an arcade
just happens.
game, like
Yeah.
it's so.
Yeah, I think it bodes well for a release of Diablo 3 on the
consoles?
as well.
I mean,
not that those companies have anything to do with each other. I just feel like it works so well that it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
think
it's cheap, and I think it also the release of it on Xbox Live Arcade made the PC version price drop. So
great.
if you don't have a
Yeah,
console and you only have a PC, you can still play it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Super fun. Well, that is what is on our radar this week. What? All right, everybody, remember to stick around for this day in rad history. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, the Verizon 4G LTE Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt is the only device powerful enough to harness the raw sexual tension of Verizon 4G LTE.
Yes.
The Thunderbolt also has mobile hotspots, which is amazing, but it has up to 8 devices can connect to the phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is amazing.
Whoa.
Video streams are crazy on the 4G LTE speed. There's got NFL, NHL stats and gaming, streaming TV and movies, crazy, crazy stuff. It's got a big 4.3-inch screen, amazing stuff.
Gigahertz processor too, right?
Yeah, gigahertz processor, and I think it's out now, right? I think so. So we're gonna go with think so.
I thought I heard some lightning
bolts.
hitting the ground.
So strike that thunder with the lightning bolt. All right, peeps, we'll see you tomorrow.
Don't miss tomorrow's show when we check out the board game Nightfall.
Today is March 23rd, and on this day in rad history, 1989, we all remember Stanley and Martin. Stanley Paz and Martin Fleischmann announced Cold Fusion at the University of Utah.
Very nice.
I, of course, have no idea
Think that anybody
how important that is, but
And
it probably is
the
extremely
movie
important.
Chain Reaction was allowed to
So what
exist.
is? Do you guys know cold fusion? What that? How that we benefit from that? It's probably like helps my.
Infinite power.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
And it fuels the
People hate
car
me
at the
right
end
now.
of Back to the Future 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
That's Mr. Fusion.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Cold
he's-
Fusion. Do you think anybody called Stanley Pons Ponzi when he was a kid?
Hey, Ponzi, wait, how'd your Cold Fusion project go?
I don't know. Cold fusion sounds like a scheme to me.
Yeah.
That was brought to us by Sinister Infant.